The protective behavior of dogs towards their owners can be summarized by a few main reasons: their loyalty towards themselves and their owners. So, do you think dogs are the best friends of humans? Stay tuned and keep an eye on this. Many people are aware that the world is filled with cruelty. Cruelty can take many forms, but perhaps the most widely recognized forms of cruelty are cruelty towards animals and cruelty towards children. Some people will go to great lengths to be cruel to animals, particularly dogs. This is strange because dogs are supposed to be man's best friend. There are poisons hidden in dog parks in the hope of killing one of the many beloved pets that visit the park daily. Despite this, dogs remain loyal and are always there to help humans in need, even if it means risking or giving their lives. Regardless of the hatred and abuse directed at dogs by humans, most dogs, even those that have suffered the most extreme forms of abuse, still love humans. Even wild dogs like wolves will come to the aid of humans. This may be the only link between the two species. Dogs make the world a better place with their unwavering love. In today's video, we see how devoted these little animals are to humans. In 2015, a dog rummaging through a trash heap in Brazil was credited with saving the life of a newborn. The stray dog, with an adult female, roamed the streets searching for food. But the search was always exhausting, and he became weaker with each passing day. One day, while searching for food in a dump, he was drawn to the cries of a newborn whose umbilical cord was still attached. What he did next demonstrated not only the dog's sensitivity to humans, but also why dogs have long been considered loyal animals. The dog was aware that the baby was in distress and made sure it wasn't injured. This courageous dog gently lifted the baby in his mouth, around the chest, as if he knew the chest would be the strongest part of the child's body and could safely lift it from the ground. He carried the baby to the nearest family's house and placed it on the porch, sitting with it until help arrived. The dog barked and barked, expecting someone to come out of the house. When the family heard the loud barking, they opened the door to find the baby at their doorstep. Isn't that incredible? The worried family rushed the newborn to the hospital because he was fragile, and his chances of survival were slim. But the doctors did everything they could to help the baby regain his strength and breath. After all the commotion, the authorities in Oman began investigating what had happened to the baby. The actions of this stray dog were nothing short of heroic. After all, he had nearly saved a human life from the jaws of death. The dog was starving, and the baby was in critical condition. Despite that, the animal stopped in his search for food to accomplish this memorable act. You could argue that the hero of our story acted more humanely than many humans. We can only hope that the future for the dog will be filled with love and plenty of food. It truly is a fantastic story. Later, after their arrival at the hospital, the doctors declared that the little boy was doing well. The dog, who was called a guardian angel sent from heaven, had left the baby unharmed, according to the report. To this day, authorities are searching for the boy's mother. In 2017, the boy was 2 years old and doing very well, and as of the latest news, he had been adopted by a family living in Saudi Arabia. No one wanted to believe this story, which seems truly impossible and even absurd. In response to this story, many internet users worldwide refused to believe it was true. Here are some reactions from users. The article forgot to mention how the dog performed CPR on the newborn before gently carrying him in his bacteria-filled mouth to the nearest house. The dog then scolded the bystanders for taking several photos instead of helping. Is it real? Maybe not. Have you ever wondered who took the photos? I think someone wanted to make a story out of it and write another account. So, who was the person taking the photo of the dog carrying the baby in its mouth? And why didn't that person take the baby from the dog to care for it? Instead, that person took a photo and let the dog do its thing, taking the baby to someone else. I cry at this story, commented another user. Another user wrote, "Brazil is definitely a third world country, or worse," said one user. To the mother, "How could you be so cruel? You enjoyed unprotected sex, and now you're killing a baby that you carried for 9 months. It's truly awful. You are a murderer." The Brazilian authorities should not ignore this to punish such an act, continued another internet user. Okay, this story is obviously false, but what is this dog really doing in these photos on the right? Please tell me it's a doll, wrote another user, totally shocked. Local residents don't believe a mother would be ready to throw away her newborn in a trash dump just minutes after giving birth. Authorities are now searching for the worst mother of all time. But if this story is true, then thanks to this kind stray dog, the little boy is alive today. They say that dogs have a sixth sense. They can often detect the supernatural, certain cancers in humans, and even know when changes in the earth are about to happen. Over the years, we have reported a long list of incredible acts by dogs who have saved the lives of children with special needs, distressed toddlers, and abandoned babies. A dog in Bangkok, Thailand, became a hero after saving the life of an abandoned newborn on a Monday morning. The dog, named Fu, arrived at its owner's house, Gumener Tangmak, with a white plastic bag from a nearby dump and began barking loudly. Tangmak's niece, the little Sudara, came to see why Fu was barking and opened the bag to find a baby, still with its umbilical cord attached. The 12-year-old girl ran to get her mother, and they took the baby to a nearby hospital. The little girl is now in stable condition after receiving oxygen and treatment. It is believed that she was born prematurely. The tiny premature baby, born 10 weeks early, weighed only 1.1 kilograms. After a search by the local police, no one was found who could be the baby's mother. Madame Tangmak contacted the district's Red Cross office to let them know she would like to adopt the baby, as Sudara is her only child. However, the office will not make a decision until the situation improves. For his brave and strong act, Pu was given a leather collar and a certificate from the district's Red Cross office. The Miracle of Life Foundation also gave Tangmak 10,000 baht in cash to help feed Pu and 3 other dogs at the house. This story comes just a week after a baby in China had to be saved from a sewer pipe after the mother had thrown the baby in the toilet after an unexpected birth. There are so many options for women in every country who cannot care for their babies. It's heartbreaking to hear that they choose to let their children die on the roadside. If you liked these 2 stories, give the video a thumbs up and especially share it with your friends and loved ones. This could prevent many mothers from committing such atrocities.